Politics. So, to liken the 2004 presidential campaign to a sporting event, one must consider that incumbent Republican President George Bush is the defending champion. On the Democratic side, scores of candidates have spent this winter's primary season battling things out to determine just who is going to get a shot at that title in November. Well, to learn some more about the men and women who were vying to take on President Bush, we've dispatched CSTV's Jordan Burchette to the campaign trail in an effort to separate the contenders from the pretenders.
Thanks, Jack. As you can see, we've spared no expense, exhausted every CSTV resource in hitting the campaign trail to find out just which of these Democratic candidates has what it takes to win its party's nomination and in turn be thrown to the Republican wolves in November. One by one, they threw their hats into the ring, contenders all, hoping for a shot at the title. But what will it take to defeat the Republican champion, George W. Bush?
I think it's very important for people to have the arc of a person's biography. And in the beginning of that arc has to be some demonstration of physical courage as a young man.
A display of courage as a young man? Well, I'm afraid that eliminates Carol Mosley Braun. The only female in this race, she dropped out on January 15th.
Well, okay, I can't answer that question.
But Wesley Clark went to West Point and is a general, so he's good.
In the case of Jack Kemp, of course, it was sports. Bill Bradley, it was sports, because it displays your physical courage, your ability to take on a physical test and survive. And I think that's very important to any culture. You don't have to be an anthropologist to get this. And I think that there are ways to display physical courage. Obviously, war is one, and John Kerry met that test, as did John Kennedy. But I think there's also sports.
Sports an important requirement for a political candidate? That was enough to bury non-athletes Dick Gephardt and Joe Lieberman. They folded up shop on January 19th and February 3rd, respectively.
I have decided tonight to end my quest for the presidency of the United States of America.
Al Sharpton's not much of an athlete, and with his ongoing campaign money woes, he's proven he's not much of a threat either.
It's almost contradictory to say, if you don't win, get out. Did you come in to win, or did you come in to stand up for something?
So what about the runt of the Democratic presidential litter? Underdog, Ohio Congressman Dennis Kucinich. Can desire overcome ability?
I knew what it was like to be an underdog from the time I was in the 9th grade when I was a third-string quarterback on a varsity team, okay? 4'9", 97 pounds, couldn't see over my center's rear end, but occasionally I'd get the ball and I'd run with it.
Okay. Kucinich earned his sporting street cred in high school. But what about the rest of the candidates?
I've never seen a politician play hockey before, and play it well.
And I guarantee he's ready to be the next president of the United States.
Here's this guy who, you think is this rich snob, and all of a sudden he's got a hockey uniform on, and he's out there hitting Ray Bork and scoring a couple goals. I think it's one of those things that people look at and say, hey, I can relate to that. I played that sport. Sport is for the masses. Sport is for everyone.
And judging by his runaway success at the polls so far this winter, John Kerry seems to be for everyone as well.
For the second time in a few days, a New England Patriot has won on the road.
Kerry's chief rival, Senator John Edwards, has done his best to appeal to the masses too. People magazine named him America's sexiest politician. He's made bowling a regular part of his campaign stops. But his collegiate attempt to walk on the Clemson football team failed. Will it be enough?
Well, there's no evidence of anything heroic about Edwards. He grew up in poor. That doesn't make it in this country. Most people grow up poor.
So that leaves the bombastic Howard Dean. Admittedly no athlete, Dean torpedoed his own campaign when he tried his best Bobby Knight impression after January's Iowa caucus loss.
And we go to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Reporting for CSTV from the campaign trail, I'm Jordan Burchette.
Okay.